Hi everyone, it's Brett. Outer space and the bounty hunter profession are some of my favorite things. Oh my goodness, Super Metroid has both. Super Metroid was released in 1994 and I didn't play it until a long time later, but Super Metroid wasn't the first game I played in the Metroid series. The first game I played in the series was Metroid Prime on the GameCube. I liked Metroid Prime. I didn't complete it on my first go around because my save data got corrupted, but from what I did play, I did enjoy it. But after that, I didn't really play a Metroid game for quite a while. Then, a few years later, Metroid originally on the Nintendo Entertainment System and Super Metroid originally on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System were both playable on the Nintendo Switch, and I remember that I played a Metroid game before. Then I thought, hey, maybe I should play some more Metroid games. Then I played the first Metroid game and thought, oh, this is cool, for a few minutes, but then I realized I don't like this game that much. I don't know, the layout of the rooms are just really repetitive, and fighting enemies with Samus's gun that has the range of 2 full pixels, it feels like, just wasn't that fun for me. The stuff I don't like mostly comes down to the limitations on the system the game was made on. That's why the layouts of the rooms look really similar to each other. Or at least I think that's why they look really similar to each other. What the game did at the time with its large world is pretty incredible, but it's hard to know where to go in the game, and it just didn't age that well in my opinion. After I stopped playing that game, I think I immediately went over to play Super Metroid. I'm going to talk about why I like it, and talk about some of the stuff that happened in my first playthrough of the game. But my memory is a bit foggy on what happened, so I'll have to play through the game again to refine my memory. It is now time for some Super Metroid. So I believe I booted up the game to start. Well, that's ominous. Also kinda awesome. Once I got past the title screen and chose a file, the game starts to play a cutscene. I love cutscenes. There's some info told, but it probably isn't that important. I mean, I remember paying attention last time around, but now I know how Samus killed all the Metroids, spared one, and gave it to some researchers at a space station, and then she leaves. Then 2 seconds later, she receives a distress signal and goes back to the place, and now I'm playing as Samus. So I'm making my way down the space station, and I see dead bodies. Nintendo decided to be extra edgy for this game. Then, BAM! Ridley! If you saw this guy back in the 90s and thought to yourself, oh man, I would really like to see this guy in a fighting game and also have a collectible figure that is compatible with that game, well boy do I have news for you. Yeah, maybe I need to give some more context. So Ridley is in the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate game, which is a fighting game, and it is inside the box for the game too, and has a figure that can be used for the game, and I believe I'm explaining this too much, and this is really getting me off track of talking about Super Metroid, so moving on. After trying to let him kill me, he gets away with some alien guy that Samus saved and gave to the researchers, and now I guess she's gonna have to save the thing again. So a countdown happens for reasons I don't understand, and then Samus decides to go to the planet after she decides not to get blown up. Once on the planet, Samus can go places and do things like get the Morph Ball and missiles. Also fight a boss that I died to the first time I played, but not this time. After that, I was able to continue going through the planet, and it is just so detailed. The environment Samus traverses around are wonderful looking, and there is a lot of variety in the locations, even in the beginning of the game. Oh yeah, and then I died. I don't know how I made such a silly mistake. I've played and completed this game before. This shouldn't be happening. Then I fought this plant guy and did not die, but I might have been close. Now that the plant is beaten, I can get the super missiles. These things are great, and I didn't remember these are gotten so early in the game. Eventually I got dropped in a pit where the player cannot usually get out of unless you are able to pull off some moves, but usually people get out of the pit once they find the ice beam. More on this later. So after making it down this section, you can find the high jump boots that make Samus jump, well, pretty high. Also, this dude has to be eradicated before the door will let me out of the room for some reason. Then I found another dead body, and then I found Kraid! Also, there is an ammo and health station right next to Kraid's boss fight room. It is really nice to have some place to fill up my health so I do not have to grind for the stuff, because the game would never make me grind for health because I can't find a nearby health station. Right? Anyway, Kraid's being hostile. I want to say this is an easy boss fight, but it sure is fun. Feeding Kraid missiles and charge shots is just one of the simple pleasures in life. Once he dies, I get the Varia suit, and Samus can now handle the heat of the lava area. In this new playthrough that I'm doing, I wall jumped to this section and found the wave beam. The game doesn't intend you to find the power up this way though. You're supposed to have the grapple beam, but I think the developers of the game knew it was possible to wall jump to this section, but I'm not sure on that. I can't remember if I managed to get the wave beam with the wall jump before I got the grapple beam the first time I played, but I do know that I didn't get it this early. I'll explain why in a bit. So next I found the speed booster, which is one of the most fun things in the game to me. So I mentioned earlier that the player can't usually get out of this pit without the ice beam. Well, that is usually the case for most players, but I could not find the ice beam. So you are supposed to run really fast through this room, and you are supposed to be trapped usually, and then eventually you can find the ice beam not too far off. But during my first playthrough of this game, I did not know that. So since I couldn't find the ice beam, I thought I was stuck and I couldn't progress further in the game. But I figured out you could bomb jump out of the room, and I felt pretty good about getting out of that situation. Then I decided I should go up this pit that usually people playing this game do not do, but actually you can get out of the hole by wall jumping, which was incredibly hard for me to do the first time I tried it. But once I made it out of there, I eventually realized that I was not going the normal path and I could not make any progress because of this one-way door and my bullets could not hit the button. This is now when I'm going to explain why I knew that I did not get the wave beam this early in my first playthrough. Since the wave beam lets Samus's beam go through walls, I realized I did not have the beam that early because I remember I could not get past this door in my first playthrough. If I just didn't get the wave beam this early this time, I wouldn't have to be explaining this. So I went back down and learned what I needed to do, which was getting the ice beam. Even though I was wasting my time going the wrong way in my first playthrough and not making any progress, I was still having a lot of fun overall in the game. After that mishap, I made it out of the pit the normal way and proceeded. The game kinda leaves you to go even further up this pit. Then I realized the power bomb was the next upgrade. I didn't remember the power bomb was during this part of the game, so it was a pleasant surprise. I mean, who doesn't like to use bombs that blow up the entire screen? If you keep progressing upward, you can eventually find yourself at the place where Samus landed her ship. This is one of those awesome moments when I realized, oh yeah, it's all connected. So I went down to the lower area of the world and found more doors where I could use the wave beam to get through, but since I'm trying to recall what happened in my first playthrough, and I'm pretty sure I didn't have the wave beam at this point, so I'm deciding that I'm not going to go through these doors in order to prevent my memory from exploding. Then I went back to the place where you have to run really fast, and then you can bomb jump if you want to get out. But this time I'm gonna power bomb it. Then I found the Scooty Dragon guy that you have to scoot the opposite direction of where Samus is in order to fry the thing. A pretty sick jump is one of the next things to do, and then I acquired the grapple beam. Now I can swing around. This is so much fun. Shortly after this, I learned in my new playthrough that it's possible to drop an insane amount of bombs at once. I was just messing around and I charged up my charge beam and I went into the morph ball and Samus just had an eruption of bombs come out of her. I have no idea how I've never learned of this before. Or maybe I just forgot, I'm not really sure. Well, now it's time to get the wave beam with the grapple beam, which is what I would have said if I didn't already get it. Next thing to do is go to the wrecked ship and fight Phantoon. I remember the first time I fought him, he completely destroyed me and I thought he was too hard of a boss, and then I beat him eventually. This time I beat him first try. Who's too hard of a boss now? Now exploring the ship further, I found the gravity suit, which is able to make Samus purple. Oh, and also Samus is now able to move in water better and not like this anymore. Now that this upgrade is being used, I went over to Meridia, which is conveniently located to the right of the wrecked ship that I was just at. Since I remember most of this area, I knew I should go into this lab section where all the off-brand Metroids exist. I think the lore behind these guys is that the space pirates who have home base located on this planet were trying to make their own Metroids. When I first played this game though, I thought they were just actual Metroids and I was very disappointed in how lame they were. Then I shot the snake thing to death. He probably exterminated me last time I played this game, but that's not important. Then I actually forgot that I needed to speed boost through this section, and eventually I found myself at the Dragon boss fight. This guy's a disgrace to all fish. What even is he? Well, whatever the case is, I did have a little bit of trouble with this boss fight last time, but I found it to be pretty fun overall. Now I'm just trying out this neat trick that I learned on the internet where I can electrocute this abomination of fish. I found this to be quite satisfying, even though I didn't figure it out on my own. I gotta say, good work to the people who found out this trick by themselves. This kind of thing is another element that shows that the developers of this game put a lot of thought into this. After this, the space jump is the next upgrade. Now Samus can jump indefinitely. It can be a bit hard to get the timing right on this move, but I got the hang of it. Sort of. It is then possible to make your way over to this section with these slime things that take multiple shots to wipe out, and then there's this room with indestructible space pirates, but oh wait, they aren't invincible now, because this room holds the plasma beam. Goodbye! And now the slime things can be taken out in one hit. That is a nice touch that I did not remember from my last time playing. This is the point when I realized I can go to Ridley's lair, so I went over there, killed a golden statue, picked up the screw attack, ran away from some lava, and then I went the wrong way, and I had to go through some of Ridley's lair again, because I went through an exit-only zone. I'm pretty sure I did not do that last playthrough, so I don't know what happened there. Then I did some grinding for health because there are 2 space pirates that were really hard for me to eradicate. Okay, this was one point of the game where I got a little bored. I mean, all they had to do was have an energy station around here, but there isn't. I don't want to go all the way back to a previous energy station from another side of the map to refill my health. That would be a 10 to 15 minute trip probably. So after a few minutes I stopped and still had very little health. So I decided to beat the super space pirates. I'm now realizing that using the screw attack on them does make the fight easier, but my point still stands. Scary stuff right there, but what's even more scary is that now I'm grinding to get all of my health to max now because there's another boss fight coming up. So now I'm fighting this purple guy, and it was super fun to destroy him. I felt like he was a lot easier this time around. I think I beat him first try in my original playthrough, but it had to have been close. This time I had plenty of health after it was over. So I go in this room and oh my, this is where the Metroid alien guy was. This is the whole reason Samus came here. Where in the world did it go? Oh hey, is that an energy tank? Now it's off to the final area of the game. I kind of have to go all the way across the map to get there, but since I have all these cool gadgets now, it's kind of fun. This was probably done to pad out the game some, but it's not that big of a deal to me compared to something else I was doing at one point. So I get to see this awesome animation of the statues of all these bosses sparkly, and then go down into this water where somehow the moss has already grown on it. I mean, it's only been 2 seconds, but that doesn't matter, I guess. Now I have to fight non-off brand Metroids. Oh no! But seriously though, I'm having a hard time beating these ones off me. I do not remember struggling this much last time. Then a big non-off brand Metroid starts killing Samus, but then it stops because it is the Metroid Samus saved from the previous game. Hey, wait a second, why did it try to kill Samus? Samus was trying to save you. Oh no, it's gone. Now I can take out Mother Brain, which is the leader of the space pirates, and I was blasting her with my missiles and actually ran out, and I had to go back and fill them up at the missile station. Good work, developers, I don't have to grind this time. So I went back to Mother Brain and decimated her. That was easy, but oh boy, this is an abomination right here. Then at a certain point in this fight, Mother Brain just blasts Samus, and now it looks like the end, but the Metroid saves Samus by attacking the true abomination. Oh, and also the Metroid, filled up all of Samus' health, so yeah. Then the Metroid is killed, which is actually kind of sad, and then Samus kills Mother Brain. I'm now noticing more than ever that there's a lot of fatalities in this game. Guess I never really thought about it that much before the first time around. Oh no, now the plane is going to explode! This is a fun little thing to do at the end of the game, and oh my goodness, I'm actually running low on time. Ah, oh no, I went the wrong way on purpose. Oh, hey, I made it to her ship and the game's complete. And now I get to watch a really nice cutscene. Well, that was a fun ride. Super Metroid is absolutely one of my favorite games. Even though it's a bit older now and there is now newer entries in the series to play, this game still holds up very nicely. Definitely as good as the first time I played it overall. Oh no, I just realized Samus was trying to save a Metroid for no pay. She's not a bounty hunter, she's just doing volunteer work. Well, at least the game is all about outer space. Wait a second. This game mostly just takes place on a planet!